So, I think all of you know me. Matt Chippendale, head of partnerships at Vorboss, and we've recently made some acquisitions and some investments, and one of those that I'm certainly most excited about is, of course, Layer8. So we're joined today by the co-founders of Layer8. Perhaps, guys, you'd like to introduce yourselves, although I'm not sure it's needed, given that you know everyone in the audience. But go on, Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Clarke, the CEO of Layer8.
And I'm Jono, Nathanson, CTO of Layer8.
Thanks, guys. So, yeah, pretty pressed for time today, so we'll rattle through some of these. But perhaps, Michael, tell us a bit about Layer8 and what exactly it was that sparked its creation.
Sure. So, those of you everyone knows me. So WaveNet, I used to work at WaveNet as sales director, and we predominantly had quite a large proportion of the FTSE 100 commercial real estate customers. And we were delivering managed service solutions into that space. And the biggest challenge that we would have is we had a lot of manual processes in order to deploy those services. And under the bonnet, it was quite a challenge. So there was an opportunity where we needed to start investigating how we, through automation, integration, and data insights, we started building a platform and how to deliver that. And we started rolling that out to the likes of Workspace, GPE, and some of the guys here. And really what eventually happened over time is that we got more iterative feedback, and we came to the conclusion that this wasn't such a product that just WaveNet would want. It was something that we could open up to the market and other managed service providers were interested in. So that's essentially how it was born.
Nice. And then, Jono, a technical one for you. I guess you started building the platform. What were the sort of standout things that you learned when you were testing and building throughout that phase?
Good question. So whilst we were building the Layer8 platform, I think there were a few things that became really obvious to us. Vendor agnosticity was super important and wasn't really happening in the market. Other solutions out there were asking their customers to tie into a tech stack, and we were getting so much feedback from all of the prospective customers we were talking to that they wanted to fit this but not lose the ability to select the best of breed tech stack for a building. So we went through a lot of work to identify what's the best way to build a network automation engine that's vendor agnostic, that isn't tied to a specific vendor. So that took a lot of sort of development work to get to the point where we had a really solid and stable solution for that. I'd say that was probably one of the biggest learnings that we made when we built the platform.
Lovely. And lovely. We are, 8 weeks now post Vorboss investment. We've had some pretty interesting conversations within that 8-week period with a lot of Vorboss partners. But for you guys, perhaps individually, what's been the most rewarding moment of setting up Layer8 to date?
There's genuinely quite a few. I think probably in terms of delivery from the platform perspective, integrating the two systems between WaveNet and Workspace, delivering a platform that was over to 40,000 users when we were quite in the inertia of the platform was quite a nice leap of faith with Workspace and WaveNet, and the fact that it worked and it was successful was really a proud moment for us. And then I'd say actually moving away from the WaveNet story, that recently when we've got the investment from Vorboss, having like our ideas validated by a load of the managed service providers that are here today is super exciting, that they're kind of buying into what we're doing, like how we're supporting them moving forward. And that's been a really proud moment, really, going like, this is something that we thought was something that we could figure out within WaveNet, but actually now we're taking it to market, people are really into, so that's really cool.
What about you, Jono?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of that, but also this week, just Monday morning, Workspace Group went live with their My Workspace app, and the Layer8 platform is a significant sort of is the glue that's holding that together and doing the integration with the Wi-Fi management platform and through WaveNet's instance of Layer 8. And seeing that go live so successfully to obviously many thousands of customers in such a well-recognized and big name such as Workspace in the industry, as you say, hugely validating, and it just really proves that our platform is battle-tested and, you know, meets the right quality standards that we're striving for.
Yes, a big moment for you guys, a big week, and then you roll into this as well, and meet even more friendly faces. So 42 or just over 42,000 users on the platform, and tried and tested within the WaveNet ecosystem, I guess. But why did this point in time feel like the right time for you guys to raise some investment?
A few things, really. I mean, the obvious one is there was a conflict of interest, me working at WaveNet. And also, we kind of got to the point where we needed to start to really push the platform to the next level. We needed to start getting some iterative feedback with some other partners. And openly, we were at demand capacity. Like, we just were struggling as a team. Like, we needed to start building the roadmap faster. We also really wanted to work with an investor that was going to open up those doors really quickly for us. And there were a few in the running, but the reason that, well, actually, I won't spoil your question at the end, but there was Vorboss were a good one. I'll come back to it.
So look, everybody knows you guys are formerly of Excel and more recently WaveNet Connected. So I guess why choose Vorboss as an investor as opposed to, WaveNet?
Oh, I've scribbled the WaveNet bit out. You can't say that. Why Vorboss were... We as WaveNet were Vorboss's second biggest customer. And I saw the impact and how good the product was. It was quite frightening where our differentiator was we had an unbundled network and Vorboss just came in and just smashed it with how fast they could provision stuff and how strong the bandwidth was. And that was only launched like a few years ago. So I was like, well, if we've cottoned onto this, then some other partners are going to cotton onto this really quickly and want to implement it. And that was our exact target market. It was channel partners. So the logic was, if we're in part of that brand, if we're under that umbrella, people are going to start going, wow, Vorboss is a really cool brand. They want to start chatting to us. And that incubator relationship where they're a software backboard. So everyone on the SLT, like at this making senior tech decisions, is like very, very high profile software engineers. And it's super helpful for you and how we build the platform and move it forward. So that as an incubator relationship was just perfect. It's literally perfect for us.
And I guess as I said, we're sort of 8 weeks in now to having conversations with partners. What value do you think Layer 8 is really going to sort of unlock for the partners that choose to use it as a platform?
I mean, there's a few things. I think for the sake of time and not just pitching load of features and stuff, it's about improving their operational efficiencies internally and enabling them as managed service partners to actually start facilitating multi-asset environments independently, which is really cool. Allowing them having the choice to be completely agnostic, say like what is the right fit for an asset, be able to bid for it on their own, which is really cool. Hopefully generating them more margin along the way, which is the right thing. So it's quite a good selling point. So yeah, it's a few things, but yeah, they're many things.
And again, appreciate that this is all very new and all of these conversations are very new. But Jono, perhaps if we look to the future from a product roadmap perspective, is there anything that you really want to see realized over the next sort of 2 or 3 years that perhaps doesn't exist in the market today?
I think we've been developing this platform from day one to meet all of the modern standards that tech teams in landlords and MSPs want. So that means it needs to be composable and modular. We don't want to force an entire tech stack upon somebody. We want people to be able to choose and select the best of breed parts of our platform and any other platform they want to use and tie that all together to build their bespoke IT systems. So making sure that we're leveraging an API first design approach, making sure that we have the best documentation and developer support in the industry, building software development kits and all that other stuff that really helps people take our product and integrate it tightly into their environment is super important. And I think we're going to be the best in the market at doing that. And then, we could rattle off a list of features on our roadmap, but I'd invite anyone that's interested in that, come and have a conversation with us and let's go through it in detail with you directly.
Yeah, good answer.
Well, that's me, guys. I think maybe we rattled through that a little too quickly, and I had to throw a few rogue ones in there as well. Has anyone from the audience got any questions at all? Anything they'd like to know about Layer 8? Cool. We're all good. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it, and look forward to catching up with you throughout the remainder of today.
Thanks, guys.